And then when you keep on reading Paul, you get to the letter of Philemon, and he's asking a slaveholder, Philemon, to accept his runaway slave Onesimus back, no longer as a slave, but as a brother in Christ. So I think it's abundantly clear that God is totally against slavery, and it's abundantly clear that God is against chauvinism and sexism.
Are we reading the same Bible? Because the one I have says women are not allowed to teach or assume authority over a man. They must be quiet. If a woman gives birth to a boy, she's considered unclean for 40 days. But if she gives birth to a girl, then she's unclean for 80 days. Because newborn girls are twice as filthy as boys, evidently. Men are allowed to pray with their heads uncovered, but women must cover their head when they pray. If they don't, it's just as shameful as being bald. Men were made in the image of God, but women were made in the image of men. Women were created for men. Then, of course, there's Leviticus, where God says you can buy slaves from the nations around you, keep them forever, and pass them on to your children. There's Exodus, where God says you can beat your slaves with a rod just as long as they wake up from their trauma-induced coma within 48 hours. And Deuteronomy, where God says, just go ahead and march up to any nation around you and demand everyone in it become your slave or die. But f*** what God says, let's cherry pick one passage where Paul asks one slave owner to release one slave one time, and then take it out of context by applying it to everyone across all time. Even though Paul later said, slaves, obey your masters, not only the ones that are good, but also the ones that are cruel and unjust.